Moose.
Yes, welcome back.
Yeah. New episode?
Episode 10.
Which is crazy.
Big milestone.
Huge milestone.
Absolutely.
When we started day one, we were like, okay, maybe 5. And now I feel like it's just become a little bit of a norm to just kind of meet up, have a bowl of soup, talk about soup.
Yeah.
And even in this like excruciating, painful weather right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Like, what did we top at today?
I don't know. 37, I think, 38.
Just gross.
Yeah,
just gross. But we still eat soup.
Yes, we did. We ate a lot. We did. We ate a lot of soup.
A ton of soup during this time.
Yeah.
So yeah. How's your week been?
Good. I got my second dose of Moderna today.
Oh, today.
Team Moderna.
Wow.
Yep.
That was first and second.
No, I got my first like a month ago now.
No, but you Moderna completely.
Yeah, Moderna all the way through.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you feel fine?
Feel fine. Arms a little sore. We'll
Typical.
see. Yeah.
Typical.
Nothing bad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What about you? What have you been up to?
I actually got my second shot on Friday.
Nice.
Team Pfizer.
Oh yeah.
Death on the
Really?
weekend. Oh yeah.
Oh, God. Don't tell me that.
I know. I don't want to scare you, but like getting it was fine. The first day, fine.
Yeah.
Second day, decided, let's go out a little bit and see if I can manage. It was a really hot day. Got home and it literally felt like my blood was boiling. It was, and I don't sweat really.
Wow.
Even in this kind of temperature, but I was like profusely sweating. So I had to sleep on the hardwood floor on my main floor.
Really?
It was that bad.
Oh.
But I heard that for like the younger generation, like the mid 30s and below, they're getting more of a side effect from the shots themselves. I don't know. That's just Pfizer though. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've heard lots of things.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping I make it through. We'll see.
You're going to make it through.
Yeah. I work tomorrow outside, so hopefully I'm not too bad.
Okay, cross fingers. I'll cross my finger for you. I'll flip up a prayer for you.
Yes. Thank you.
So what do we have on the docket for today?
Today is our Celebrity Soups segment.
Okay.
And what we want to do here is find a soup that a celebrity either likes or has created and try it out. Make it for ourselves.
Okay. So this episode, you had given me the ball to pick someone. And how this episode is going to work in the future is we're supposed to ask questions on who the celebrity could be, give clues to the other trooper, and eventually we'll get to who it is. But for this episode, I literally dropped Seamus like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And he's like, Chrissy Teigen. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you got it. That's what it is. And let's face it, she's pretty talked about right now in the media because of the whole bullying thing, which we'll get into. But the soup that I did was from her Cravings book. And I actually use a lot of recipes out of this book, but we decided to do the butternut squash soup with prosciutto crisps.
Yes.
What were your first thoughts?
Really, really nice. I love butternut squash soup.
I know.
Yeah. One of my faves.
It's so good.
And a fun fact for everybody, butternut squash is seasonal. Tony found out the hard way, having to travel around to different grocery stores to actually find it.
And I ended up finding it at Co-op. I was like so annoyed.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was saying it's like a pumpkin. Like you don't find pumpkins in the middle of July, June. And I was like, who would have thought? Like it's made in a lot of soups. It's made in a lot of raviolis.
Yep.
So you can't tell me that's seasonal. Ravioli is all year round. Soups are all year round.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. So the recipe itself calls for a couple of butternut squashes, really some salt and pepper. There's cream in it, a little bit of cream, so it actually lightens it a bit. On top of that, I thought that we'd be okay with just water, but apparently there was broth as well, chicken broth. So
Classic.
right? Like, I don't know. I throw everything in water and then it becomes a soup, but broth is huge. So I actually had to go to another grocery store after going to 3 to freaking get broth.
Brutal.
It is brutal. So, great soup. I like it a lot. Highly would recommend, and we'll post it out for you guys so that you know what the recipe is and you can make it yourself.
Yes.
But to get into the topic of why she is all over the media right now, and the topic around bullying, I guess, let me ask you, have you ever been bullied in the past, or the bullier? Is that the term?
The
The bully. The actual bully.
The bully.
The bully. Yeah. The bullier.
Yeah, a little bit. Growing up, I was a pretty small, scrawny kid.
Which is actually really surprising considering you clock in at what, like 6 foot
5.
something. That's insane.
Yeah, so I used to be really short, scrawny, glasses, braces, the whole deal. So you kind of get like names called and stuff like that. And at the time, I wasn't really, I wasn't super bothered by it. There was a little bit of like physical bullying, but I've also seen it happen to other kids like at school, and that's tough.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole bystander thing, like when do you jump in?
Yeah.
And then and it happened to like my sisters, and in like high school, that just groups of friends are super clicky, and yeah.
It's like, I gotta admit, I definitely, like, growing up, I was kind of in the mix of both, but more on because of the fact that we had such clicky groups in junior high, in high school. Junior high was really bad. The groups that we had, there was definitely a divide between people who were popular and not. And, now that I look back at it, because I'm an adult now, I can say that falling on the wrong side of it, you just kind of feel bad for those individuals that got bullied, right? Yep. And in high school, I was just kind of a mute, to be honest. Like, went to a school that none of my friends went to, so there wasn't really an option for me to get bullied because I was just quiet the entire time. You take IB and it's just like your life is gone. Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna be like, oh, you only took partial." Yeah, I did, and I died. Okay, it was so hard. It was so hard. In your opinion, just in regards to what's going on with Chrissy Teigen, would you context behind it? She said something back in like 2016, 2017, about someone's appearance, and made some like almost death threats, which obviously is not cool. But now she's trying to apologize and, rectify the problem. So I guess in your opinion, like, do you think it's just a little too late? Do you think that people should forgive her? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough because there's always the perspective that, she's only apologizing now because somebody found out about it, that it was exposed. And so, like, are you really sorry if you only do that? But then again, like 5 years ago, I had a lot of different thoughts about topics, and I change my mind all the time. And so I just, like, I find it hard to say, like, I could never forgive somebody for something they did in the past. Yeah. Because I just believe people can change. Not to say that everybody will change, but just because I know that, like, I change my thoughts on things all the time.
Yeah, same here.
I wouldn't be comfortable being like, nah, don't forgive her. But again, like, it was pretty messed up. Yeah.
And I think, a lot of people said it was public, but a lot of it was done in private. A lot of it was done through direct messages. And, a lot of people saw the screenshots from it. And I was like, man, for me, I don't find it to, especially because she's in that limelight, like, everything you do gets like literally through a fine comb, everything you do gets looked at, right? Yep. Regardless if it's 10 years ago or yesterday. And I think for her, she should have known better back then, because she was already, we'd say like a B-list celebrity at that point, already
and
married.
How old, like...
Exactly. Right.
I'm not sure like the exact details of everything, but there was a pretty substantial like age difference between her and the younger girl she was talking to, right? Yeah. Which just adds to it, is like, yeah.
Like, I don't know. You think about doing that now and you're just like, man, where was your head at? 5 years ago, social media already existed. 5 years ago, she was already married to John Legend. It really made zero sense that she would say something like that, especially if, and she states it's because she wasn't comfortable with her own skin, and that, everyone, I don't want to say that that's kind of a cop out, but to some extent it is, right? It's like, just own up to what you did. apologize for what you did, and then hope that people can forgive you. The thing that really pissed me off about it, though, is she said some comment about wanting to go on Oprah and like doing like a tell-all of what had gone,
like a PR move.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, like
I don't like that.
At that point, it's like really you're just out for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's pretty brutal. But as a whole, again, like obviously bullying, not cool. I actually ran into a friend of mine who's a teacher, and she was saying, I was asking her about COVID and how the school year went, and she was saying that what she worries the most about right now is like the mental health of her kids. And I said, in what sense? And she's like, you know, junior high, your world is literally those years because you don't know any better, right?
You care so much about like
the
opinions of your peers.
100%.
And like, the tiniest little comment can mean so much to you.
Yeah, almost destroy you, right? And so for Chrissy Teigen to really talk down to someone who is significantly younger, it was kind of brutal. But you know, on a light note, actually no, there is no light note to that. But on a serious note, don't bully, not cool, period. Soup, you know, Soup always brings people together.
It does.
And you know, I hope that she's kind of learned from her lesson, because her stuff is so good, but I really feel like she screwed herself pretty bad.
And her response too wasn't ideal, and that's like at the end of the day you have to make a judgment of whether or not you think she's really, one, remorseful for it, and then two, she's actually like changed and she thinks differently now. So the trickle effect to it, right? Like, we hear that she was being bullied by this person, and then all of a sudden there's other people that are coming from the ashes saying, hey, like, we've been bullied by her too. And then it's literally like, when is this crap gonna end, really? And it's just even worse now, just because social media is just everyone's life now. That's why like bystanders are important, right? It's because victims often feel like so alone and isolated, and sometimes that stops them from coming out, even though there might be a ton of them like this, right? And so if you just need one person to kind of speak up usually, and then
the rest will follow.
Exactly, because they've been getting away with the behavior for however long. So. Exactly.
Okay. Well, I know a little bit of more of a serious conversation. I don't think we thought it would ever get like this on episode 10 of all episodes.
No, very deep. We're going to need like a 2-week break after this.
Exactly. Which, you know what, I think we should take. Yes. On that note, though, we'll send you guys the recipes. You guys will be able to taste it. Let us know what you think about it. One key thing that I love about this soup is the sage piece to it. You can really taste it when you eat it. And it's just the coloring. I think that's what really draws me into any kind of butternut anything, for sure soup. So.
Yes. And one last note, if you guys are going to use the prosciutto, crumble it up, because if you get big chunks, it is just a spoonful of salt.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
Like, 100% agree. Okay. Let's get into some quoops. There wasn't many that came through, but there were 2 adamant ones that were like, hey, can you just squash this for us? The first one was, when are you going to do some traveling for some soups, specifically up to Edmonton? Someone wants to show us a pho place.
We gotta find the best pho around Calgary first.
I agree.
We're going to do the special in Calgary first, and then once that's done, then we can go up to Edmonton.
Like, we'll go to Airdrie.
Yeah.
Then to
Alberta wide tour.
Then to Red Deer.
We're going to do a little bracket.
Exactly.
Best pho in the prairies.
Of all places, the prairies. The other question that came through was shipping for the merch. How fast is it? People were saying that there is a charge to it. So how quick of a turnaround has our troops seen their swag come in?
Between 4 and 5 days. It's pretty quick. About a week.
Yeah. I think our shipment was the longest, just because it was in the process of being made.
Right.
But for you guys, it literally is next week. You'll be able to wear it. We're seeing photos of people wearing it right now too, which is pretty cool.
It's awesome.
It's so cool. Like, we can't wait. So the more you guys submit those photos, obviously the more of a win we get, and how excited we get when we see that stuff on you guys. So wear it around. Support us. That's what we're here for. All right, let's cut it at that then. We love Soup. We obviously love you guys. Thank you guys for joining in. If you have any comments when it comes to Chrissy Teigen or her cookbook, let us know.
Yep.
Seamus, when's the next episode going to be?
It's going to be in a month.
Okay.
We are going to take a little break for the summer.
Yes.
And
survive from this heat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Shelter. Probably still eat soup though, a little bit.
Mandatory.
But then we'll be back. So we're just going to miss 1 week of episodes.
Okay. So tail end of July, give or take.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good week, you guys. Enjoy Canada Day. And we look forward to seeing you at the next episode.
Do.
Bye.
Bye.